Setting aside issues. Setting aside issues during negotiations is a strategic maneuver that allows negotiators to manage the complexity of discussions, optimize the negotiation process, and potentially achieve better outcomes. This tactic is particularly useful in multi-issue negotiations, where prioritizing and sequencing the discussion of issues can significantly impact the negotiation's success. Benefits of setting aside issues. Focus on priority issues, buy time, reduce complexity, leverage, build momentum. Benefits of setting aside issues. Focus on priority issues. By setting aside less critical issues temporarily, parties can focus their energy and resources on negotiating the most important aspects of the deal. This prioritization ensures that significant progress is made where it matters most. Buy time. Delaying the discussion of certain issues can provide additional time to gather information, consult with stakeholders, or develop a stronger negotiating position. This can be especially valuable if you're currently at a disadvantage or need to assess the broader implications of an agreement. Reduce complexity. Negotiations involving multiple issues can quickly become overwhelming. By temporarily removing some issues from the table, the negotiation becomes simpler and more manageable, allowing for clearer thinking and decision-making. Leverage. Issues set aside can later be reintroduced as leverage or bargaining chips. Once the negotiation has progressed, and you have secured gains in other areas, these previously set-aside issues can be negotiated from a position of increased strength or used as concessions in exchange for favorable terms on more critical points. Build momentum. Achieving agreement on some issues while setting others aside can build positive momentum and foster a cooperative atmosphere. This can make it easier to tackle and resolve the set-aside issues later in the negotiation. How to effectively set aside issues. Mutual agreement, clear communication, documentation, strategic timing. How to effectively set aside issues. Mutual agreement. Ensure both parties agree to set aside specific issues. This mutual decision prevents any perception of avoidance or manipulation. Clear communication. Clearly articulate why you propose setting an issue aside and the conditions under which it will be revisited. This maintains transparency and trust. Documentation. Keep a record of which issues have been set aside and any preliminary agreements or understandings related to them. This helps in ensuring that nothing is forgotten or overlooked. Strategic timing. Choose the right moment to reintroduce set-aside issues. This could be when you have more information, when the negotiation dynamics have shifted in your favor, or when they can be used effectively as part of a broader package of concessions or agreements. Cautions. Avoid overuse. Repeatedly setting aside issues without eventually addressing them can frustrate the other party and damage trust. Ensure that any issue set aside is eventually discussed and resolved. Not for avoidance. This tactic should not be used to indefinitely avoid difficult or uncomfortable issues. Rather, it's a strategic pause for tactical reasons. Using the tactic of setting aside issues requires thoughtful consideration and should align with an overall negotiation strategy aimed at achieving a fair and mutually beneficial agreement. It's a demonstration of negotiation acumen, allowing for a more focused and phased approach to resolving complex negotiations.